That's really good. I just got some new cordial. I was told about it by my big man Jack. It's really, really good. It's just lime stuff, but it's fucking beautiful. You can get it from Woolworths. All right, so in today's video, what we're gonna talk about are my 5 top reasons, in no particular order, as to why you are not getting any stronger. And I'm just gonna kick straight in with it because I like to keep this video less than 10 minutes for you guys. So reason number 1 is you're weak, right? Sounds a little harsh. Might be a bit of a reality check for you. But when I talk about people being weak, right, it comes down to the fact of, in my opinion, from experience with training in the last 5 years in powerlifting, I think I've been training for 8 years in total, and coaching other lifters for the past 5 years as well, is, here's my conclusion. You haven't put in the reps, you haven't put in the sets, you haven't put in the training sessions, you haven't put in the hard work, you haven't put in this consistency, and all of this takes years, right? And I know that first thing might sound a bit harsh, and you might be saying, I've been training for 3 years, man, like, fuck you, and you know, this, I should be stronger by now. That's not gonna help me. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. You've been training for 3 years, but have you been training consistently at that level, what you consider your top level, for the last 3 years? Have you been training at that top level for the past 3 months or 6 months? Do you know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of work to become stronger. It takes a lot of work. Have you been putting in the sets, the reps, you know, adjusting your weight accordingly? Have you been following the principles of periodization throughout the full year of, at this point, for the next 4 months, I'm gonna be building the muscle, right? I'm just gonna be focused on building as much muscle as I can, and I need this specific training program and this specific diet plan to make sure that I begin to build the muscle that I need, so that when I go over into a strength block, I can then strengthen that new muscle and work on technique, so that when I go into my peaking block, I can then express my full strength, test my 1 rep max, and then judge if I've got stronger. There you've probably got about 8 months worth of training inside of you. But the first thing that I often see with people, guys or girls, is that the reason why they're not getting any stronger is because they're too weak and they haven't put in the time that's necessary to be able to get stronger at the end of a full training cycle. And I don't mean a training cycle as in one training block, I mean a training cycle as in like 6 to 8 months of consistent fucking hard work and following the principles of periodization. You can get someone stronger, like, it's kind of a cheat code with coaches. You just get them to follow a periodized program for 6 to 8 months with building a fuckload of muscle, strengthening that muscle, peaking their strength, get them tested 1 rep max, boom, there you go, they're stronger again. But for you specifically, you might not have done that. And underlining all of that, you know, that work that's got to go in, the hard work that's got to go in over 6 to 8 months, are you sleeping enough? Are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours every single night? And are you reducing your stress? Are you eating enough calories consistently to make sure that you're fueling yourself so that you can perform inside of the gym? Are you reducing your stress enough so that when you're in the gym, you're purely focused on training and you don't feel fatigued? Are you, what was that one I just mentioned? Oh, are you sleeping enough? You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people only sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night. Fuck that, fuck that. You know, my phone goes on to a do not disturb at 10 past 10 every single night. My brain's like, listen motherfucker, you got 20 minutes to do whatever you gotta do. You know, read your book, have a wank, whatever you need to do. Get into bed by 10:30, you need to be out like a light for 11 because you're waking up at 7 again. 8 hours every single night, right? So that's underlining all of the things that I spoke about just before. We're putting in the reps, the sets, the effort, the hard work, the time, following the principles of periodization to stop having you feel so weak, because that might be the reason why you're too weak at the moment. All right, so reason number 2 is you're not big enough. You're too skinny, you don't have enough muscle, right? And what I'm gonna say here is, if you're someone, I've dealt with a couple of guys who are sitting around, like, they come to me and they're like 60 kilos and they're like, I need to get stronger. And I'm like, you're too fucking skinny to hit those numbers that you want. And they're like, oh fuck, okay. So I'm like, fuck strength for a minute. Like, let's not even focus on how strong you are for the next 3 to 4 months. Let's not even worry about it. Let's get you from 60 kilos and let's get you as close to, you know, 67.5, 70 kilos. Let's put on a shitload of muscle on your frame, and then we can start to focus on the strength aspect. See a lot of guys and I'm just going to focus on guys here, girls, it's going to be the same thing. Well, it's obviously going to be the same thing because you're going to need to build muscle as well. But I see a lot of people come to me who want to be stronger, but I'm just like, you just don't have enough muscle in your frame. You don't have enough muscle to strengthen so that you can be stronger in, you know, 6 to 8 months time. Forget about it. Before you even think about getting stronger, focus on getting bigger first of all. And you need to look at things like, you know, when you are looking at, well, you just need to look more at your diet. Like if you're not focusing on hitting the calories that are necessary for you to start seeing the scale weight go up, if you're not eating enough protein, carbs, and fats consistently, day in, day out, week after week, month after month, you can fucking forget about hitting those numbers that you want to hit in the long run. Like you really can. And that's when you look at the pros, you look at people as semi-professional, you just look at people who are fucking pretty damn strong. And these people, they're eating consistently with their diets. They're not eating junk food all the time. They're focusing on making sure that if they need to lose fat, they're focusing on losing fat. If they need to build more muscle, they're focused on building more muscle. And their training program slots into that very well, and it maximizes their results. So reason number 2 is that you're too skinny and you don't have enough muscle. And chances are you need to focus on your diet, and you need to focus on having a program that gives your body enough stimulus and response to build new muscle, and then later on focus on becoming stronger, okay? Reason number 3, I'm gonna go with this one, 3. Reason number 3, your technical max is too low. Now I've spoken about technical max before. I'm gonna do it in depth in another video, but basically the concept is, this is your absolute max, right? 10 out of 10, you cannot get another kilo out. This is your technical max, right? And there is a gap between it. Like your technical max is a weight, let's say you bench 100 kilos, but your technique starts to break down at 70. So all those kilos between 70 and 100, there is a breakdown in form. And if you're, let's use bench press for an example, you know, you get to 75 kilos and your shoulder starts to move out. You get to 80 kilos and you can't hold your upper back. You get to between 90 and 100 kilos and you're literally just bouncing that son of a bitch off your chest, and your legs are fucking flinging everywhere, and you know, it just looks absolutely disgusting, right? There is a big, like, it is not looked at enough with lifters and coaches going, okay, if you want to be stronger, then we need to reduce this gap of your technical max to your absolute max. I've got a gentleman at the moment who came in, you know, he squats 200 kilos and he wants to obviously get a little bit stronger. So I made, over the past 2 weeks, I've made 1 or 2 changes to his squat, specifically his upper back and his bracing. And I'm looking at him going, do you know what, in 3 months, mate, we might not get you technically any stronger, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring your technical max up so that you don't break down at 170 kilos. You know, we might start seeing some breakdown at 190 kilos, but that means, you know, you'll be able to push more weight, more than 200 kilos a little bit later. You know, and that's what I mean. Like, you need to focus on working on your weaknesses, working on your technique, refining that movement pattern before you can start benching bigger numbers, because there's only so much that you can get away with growing muscle up and muscling all this weight up before it catches up to you. So that's reason number 3, your technical max is too low and you need to work on refining your technique. Reason number 4 is you're inconsistent. There's plenty of things that people are inconsistent with that they overlook. They're super consistent with going to the gym, but how consistent are you with, you know, working at a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 every single week? How consistent are you at following a program? How consistent are you at following just a 5-week program and slowly building up to earn your deload to then go back through the same thing, you know, week after week, month after month, year after year? How consistent are you there? How consistent are you with eating the right amount of calories every single day, every single week, every single month to start building new muscle? How consistent are you with sleeping 7 to 9 hours every night? How consistent are you with reducing your fucking stress levels to make sure that when you step into the gym, you don't feel mentally drained and physically fucking worn out because you've got all these stresses in your life that you're not like taking care of? There's a lot of things that you are consistent with, but I believe that there are plenty more things that you are inconsistent with. And if you change those, if you dial those in and you start to focus on all of these, it's going to improve your performance inside of the gym. And think about it, right? Think about the time you had a terrible fucking session, your worst session. Guaranteed it wasn't just because that, you know, it was just a bad day. If you look at it, you know, you probably didn't sleep well enough. You might have gone out on the piss the night before. You might be stressed as fuck. You didn't eat enough calories. You know, you went into the gym and you just fucking half-assed it. You might be surrounded by the wrong people. That's a big one. How consistent are you with training with people who are stronger than you and are determined to follow a process that gets them stronger? So think about all of this stuff, you know. And just on that, I just saw here, how consistent are you with making sure that your body is not getting niggles or injuries? You know, and I'm not talking about going to see a fucking massage therapist once a week or once a month. That's not gonna fix it. If you find yourself, the reason why you're not getting any stronger is because you consistently run into niggles and injuries, then you need to spend time, in your own time, foam rolling more, trigger pointing more, getting into the gym and doing more stability work and working on those specific areas to avoid shoulder injuries, lower back injuries, fucking knee injuries. Because those are the things that are going to affect your performance. And once you're consistent enough with it that you are no longer injured, then you need to be consistent with it later on, because everything that you just done is going to be the exact reason why you're not going to get injured later on. I see a lot of people who, they start to work on their recovery and they don't have niggles anymore, then they just fucking forget about it. And then they get injured again. They were, oh, that must not have worked. Well, no, it did work, dickhead, but you just didn't continue doing it later on to avoid getting injured in the long run, you know? So reason number 4 is you're inconsistent, and you need to think of not just about the training side of things or following a fucking training program, but more about your lifestyle, right? I just listed a whole bunch of reasons just before. Go back, run them down, mark out of 10 how consistent you are with them. That's a really good fucking idea, by the way. All right, reason number 5, I'm gonna stop fucking with you, I'm gonna use one hand. You're picking exercises that you enjoy, right? Louis Simmons said it a long time ago. Don't pick exercises that you're good at, pick exercises that you're not good at and they can target your weaknesses. Now, what I would just refine that to is continue to pick exercises you're good at, but sprinkle in exercises that challenge you. You know, have you done a GHR before? Do you do, you know, Romanian deadlifts, belt squats? You know, do you do high bar squats? Do you do tempo? Do you do tempo deadlifts? Do you do deficit deadlifts? Do you do pause bench? Do you do tempo bench? Do you perform, the necessary shoulder rehab exercises to make sure that your shoulders are healthy? Because that will affect that will affect your performance inside of the gym. But pick exercises that target your weaknesses, not just your strengths. Because if you're consistently working on your strengths, eventually you will hit a ceiling. I guarantee it, you will hit a ceiling if you're not working on your weaknesses. Because the weight on the bar will target these motherfuckers. And like I said, it's only so long that you can muscle up a weight until eventually you're in your situation you're in now and you're not getting any stronger. So stop picking exercises or just picking exercises that you're good at and that you're really not getting any further with. Find exercises that you're not good at, find exercises that you have no idea how to perform, and start to become a master of those as well. And I guarantee you, with some consistency and hard work and getting stronger at those particular exercises, you'll start to see yourself getting stronger in these exercises you're already strong at, and you'll start to see your 1 rep max and your squat, bench, and dead go up. So those are my top 5 reasons. Now, I have something I want you to do for me at the end of this. First thing, there's 2 things. First thing is subscribe to the channel. It really helps. I think I'm delivering some good content to you guys. And if you want to see more, then you need to subscribe and click that little bell thing. Apparently that just tells you guys when I've posted so you can come on and listen to it. And make sure you like it as well. The other thing that I want you to do is I'd really like to interact with my viewers, my listeners. You've got 5 reasons here why you're not getting any stronger. You're just too weak. You're too skinny / you don't have enough muscle. Your technical max is too low, you're too inconsistent, and you're picking exercises that you're consistently good at, not enough that you need to, that you're not good at. What I would like you to do is list from 1 to 5 the one that you need to focus on the most, and then the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and comment below so we can start getting understanding, and I can then take that information, start to build more videos for you guys to help you guys become stronger, become bigger, just become, perform better inside of the gym. Right, so that's the second thing I want you to do. In the comments, list the 5 out of those 5 reasons, your top priority, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now, if you guys want to reach out to me, obviously you can do it on my YouTube channel. If not, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, at Black Dan Barbell. And if you want to reach out to me and show me some videos, I can help you with all of that. If not, I will speak to you on next week's episode.